Alright then, here's an update to our little video on the Maultier. So as you can see here, we have managed to paint it up eventually. Not a particularly brilliant job, but it's just matching in with some Opel Blitz by Airfix for rapid fire lorried infantry battalion duty. So I just give it a quick coat of some Umbro colours there. The dots there, camo dots, are a little bit larger than I would have liked, but it doesn't really matter. The unit itself, to be fair, it's hard resin by Frontline. Went together very easy, a little bit of super glue, washed it in some detergent to get rid of any of the mold release agent that can sometimes be on these, can affect paint adhesion. Give it an undercoat, give it the colours there, as you can see. It's kind of a yellowy beige and some green and some kind of a reddish, kind of a brown. These are basically colours that are used in the Airfix King Tiger. So we're matching in with some other German bits and pieces there for the young lad and myself for wargaming. Yeah, so not entirely delighted with it. It was a little bit rough and ready, but it was only a half dozen pieces that went together very quickly. Detail isn't brilliant on it, to be honest. I'm not overly fond of resin pieces in general anyway, although they do add a good bit of weight and they are very, very solid on the wargames table, so they can't be faulted in that respect. But nice little representation of the Maultier there with what looks like the Opel cab. Just for comparison's sake, here is an Opel Blitz. There we go. And you can see that's 176 scale, whereas this is 172, I believe, or thereabouts. So not much of a difference really. They work well together. As I say, they will be on the same table, in conjunction with each other, as part of the same rapid fire battalion. I have to do a little bit of weathering on these Opel Blitzes as well. In fact, I have to tidy this one up a small bit also, but at the same time, I'm sure it'll be okay. So basically, the Opel Maultier itself, they were designed because normal trucks were totally unable to operate successfully in the winter Russian campaign of 41 and 42. So the Germans had to come up with an idea, and this was it. Basically a low-cost half-track to take over many of the truck's duties. As you can see, the Blitz itself has a twin-wheel rear or axle there, whatever it's called. I'm not a automotive type. But it just wasn't sufficient enough, so the track system here had to be used. They were used also for naval for rocket firing, because they had a little bit of mobility and what have you. I believe they had a top speed of about 50 kilometers an hour. No, about 80 kilometers an hour, 50 miles an hour, which is respectable enough in the 1940s. But that's it. Little Frontline resin model there. Got it from a vendor on eBay. Simple to put together. As I say, I'm not overly fond of resin kits, although I have one or two that have turned out okay. A little bit better than this one, which I might get to at some point. Paint job, me and the young lad could have done a bit better, but it's wargame table stuff. It doesn't really matter. I used a 2B pencil for some of the outlines there, some of the scratch metal work. I didn't do any dry brushing to it yet. So it might look a bit better once I'm finished with it. But for the moment, that'll do. That's basically part 2 of our Opel Maultier Frontline range resin kit. Easy assembly, whatever you want to call it. Goes together in 5 minutes. And there you have it. So, practical little piece. Good for wargaming, in fairness. Any of those resin pieces really are. Detail a little bit low. Not entirely delighted with the paint job, but that's our own fault. Then again, he's only 7 and I'm nearly blind. So, however. Okie doke. That's it, lads. We will be back with a couple of more reviews fairly soon. Going to do those Opel Blitz and the few other bits and pieces that go together with that, a rapid fire battalion and a few other bits and pieces. So we'll leave it at that for the moment. All the best. Signing off for now. Take care.